Let's go.
Hater, hider, wahoo there! Welcome to an all-new episode of Talking Smack, where we talk superheroes, movies, animation, comics, and much, much more. I am your host, Josh Scar, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Alex. Alex, how are you doing today?
You know, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and I'm out here wearing milk-bone underwear.
Aren't we all in this day and age? You surviving?
Yeah.
We've got a thunderstorm rolling through our area. I think the boomers have stopped for a moment, but we had some good ones just before we started recording.
When I was actually at the theater seeing our review of the week yesterday, I was amused as I was pulling open the door to see Tornado Watch until 8 p.m. And I'm like, what are you guys going to do? There's nowhere for us to go. Just keep the movie playing. I've seen Twisters. I'll be fine as long as I hug my seat. All right? Just keep the show going.
In case of an emergency, your seat can be used as a flotation device.
Exactly. It's bolted to the floor. I'll be fine. The seat cushion will be good. I mean, and frankly, as loud as this damn movie was, I don't think I would have heard the sirens anyway.
You know what I just realized, Alex? I forgot my water bottle. Riff for about 60 seconds.
Riff? Why would I need to riff? We all know if you're going to get your water bottle, we know what that means. That means that you've done something incorrectly, but don't worry, it's a Unix system. You just need to find the right files to upload so that you do the double click, you can restore phones, locks, you name it, we got it. And when you are there to answer that phone, all you gotta do is pick it up and you gotta say, Grant, and then I will say, the phones are working. And I'll say, and the children, and they're safe. That's all you gotta do, Josh. Now, I will let you know that even Nedry was smart enough not to turn off the raptor fences. So now that you got your bottle and you're going to do your big sprint, what we got to make sure you understand is that we can't run for it because we're being hunted. And because we're being hunted, I'm going to make the damn mistake that Alan Grant never would, which is understand the one in the front, that's the one that you see, but it's the other two come from the sides. And that's why she's a clever girl.
I have my wireless headphones on so I could hear the entire thing.
Yes.
That riff reminded me, you shut down that entire system because you said my coffee cup was cold. But I love a coffee mug, but I hate coffee.
Yep.
So my mug is always filled with soda. So it's always going to be cold to the touch. And so you shut down that entire system and put us all at risk because you forgot the one key detail of me that I don't drink coffee.
But the soda wasn't bubbling, so it may have been flat. It means it may have been gone for a while.
Listen, we all have our ticks. I forgot my pills, and so Bonnie gave me all of mine. But I also enjoy a flat soda. I'm sorry.
That's why Josh doesn't go to McDonald's. It's over aerated. It's too bubbly.
I mean, the carbonation is nice when it's from the fountain like that, but like from a can, I prefer it flat, which is why, again, I pour it into a mug. The mug aerates it and it makes it a little more flat.
We gotta get you a little more bougie. We gotta get you one of those wine decanters so that you pour it through and it really, really knocks out all the carbonation.
I'm not bougie enough with my. I need a pre-poured soda that gets rid of all the carbonation, please. I can't have meetings at work where we have cans of soda. I can't have the cans of soda. Otherwise, I'm just sitting there hold on.
If you ever went on an upscale cruise and you mentioned that, they would always have a flat soda for you whenever you went to dine.
Really?
When we went,
I made myself have indigestion, so now I'm trying not to burp.
When we were on our honeymoon, we paid for this really nice cruise, and we had a suite. And the first night at dinner, I wasn't sure because I do get seasick. I wasn't sure how I was going to react to it all. So I just asked for a ginger ale, but they didn't have ginger ale in that section, in that part of the ship, because it was with the sodas and the soda, in the common areas, because they expected us to all be drinking wine or booze. So they went and got it. Every single time afterwards, when I sat down, they're like, "Oh yes, would you like ginger ale tonight?" And as I'm saying yes, you hear the They're opening for me. So the last night we went to like one of the specialty restaurants. We booked it special, last night, nice specialty restaurant. And they said, "Oh yes, would you like your ginger ale?" I said, "Yes." And then the guy went, "It's going to be a few minutes. You have to run to the other side of the ship."
Poor guy. Run to the other end of the ship just to satisfy your bougie needs.
Exactly, but ginger ale. So yes, go on a fancy cruise, Josh. They will pre-flatten your soda for you.
I like my soda like I like my pancakes.
Thought you were gonna say. Never mind. Moving on.
Like I like my men? Yeah, I prefer the Ken doll, I guess.
Exactly. Do you remember the last time we reviewed this film? We talked about how horrifying it was to see Mario's hands, right?
Yep, that is still one of my biggest fears of that movie whenever I have to rewatch it with my kids.
I now have a secondary fear. I do not like them changing their hats. Because every time they change their hats, their hair looks so off.
It's like in Gears of War when Marcus Phoenix takes off his bandana. Like you kind of expect him to have like a buzz cut or some kind of crew cut. And then you just see like he has like luscious full hair and it's like, no.
Yeah, there's something off. Like there's this great changing scene where Mario and Luigi just change outfits to their outfits. And they both were like smoothing their hair and then fluffing their hats. And I'm like, this is wrong. There's something wrong about seeing them like try to fluff their hair. And then of course they do a close up of changing one white glove that's dirty from their work to a clean one. And I was like, there's Josh is like retching at this moment.
Yep. Mario doesn't have pink hands. He's just got white gloves. It's like Bugs Bunny without his gloves. Like, no, what? No.
It doesn't look right.
But something that is right, Karen and Ann over at the Sugar Coated Murder podcast. We're going to hear from them real quick. And when we come back, we will continue to talk the Super Mario Galaxy movie review. Yeah, we'll be back.
Hey, Ann Barner. Hey, Karen Beatty. We need a promo. Like where we talk about what we do on our podcast.
On our Sugar Coated Murder podcast? Like how we love to bake and talk about murder?
That's what we need to talk about.
There you go.
I think we've talked about it. Y'all find us on all your favorite listening apps.
Stay sweet.
And don't murder.
Because if you kill people,
we will talk about you.
Listen to Sugar Coated Murder. You can find the link to the podcast in the episode description of this episode you're listening to. And as I was moving the soundboard around to get back to like prep for the end of the show, I see they've added a new thing here. It says rename check. Is that something we did or is that something that Riverside added? Now I need to click it and find out.
Yeah, let's find it.
That's not us. That's
No.
25 seconds. We're not doing that. Nope. Okay, so at least it's not ours. We use Riverside as our hosting service, and for the most part, we really enjoy it.
Yes.
But you can't fully customize the soundboard. The soundboard, if you delete any of the pre-installed stuff that they have, it's there. You can delete it for the episode, and then it's back the next time you come into the recording session, and it's dumb. I don't want your shit. The only thing I want is the very delayed rim shot. That's all I want. But even that, it's not a very good rim shot. But anyway, Super Mario Galaxy.
Yes.
Sequel to the highly successful, most average movie ever, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Gonna plug, I have some notes. I was recently on for a rewrite of of the Mario Brothers movie, not the 1993, but the 2003. And we'll get into what I had to say about that and how it compares to this. But let's get into the main idea of the review portion of this. And Alex, did you like the movie? Mario Galaxy. We should specify. I didn't transition away from the Mario Brothers in a proper way, but yes, we watched Super Mario Galaxy. Alex, did you like it?
I had to go back because everything I watch, I rate on IMDb because I have been a member of IMDb forever. And I realized I gave the first movie a 7 out of 10 because it did enough. It didn't offend, and I saw potential. But This one, I realized while watching it that for better or worse, the directors, Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelinek, who have been doing Teen Titans Go for 14 years and almost 500 and something episodes. For better or worse, this is their sequel. You can tell it because of just how a sugar injection right into the veins. They are very good at, apparently they're great to work with because they get all kinds of guest stars on Teen Titans Go, ones you wouldn't expect, and they just have fun with it. And this one is just laden with guest stars, doing roles that, in my opinion, they have no reason to be voiced by a quote unquote name. I think it's a step down from the original, but at the same time, it is so just there that I have no issue seeing it make a ton of money. I have no doubt that kids are going to love it. But to me, I had to actively reread the wiki write-up for the first movie to remember, like, oh yeah, that is what happened. And I'm sure when the sequel comes out in 3 years and we go see it, I'm going to have to do the exact same thing because it is just so evaporative. It's like putting cotton candy in water. It just evaporates the second you're done with it.
So did you like it?
Yes, I liked it, and I won't remember a damn thing about it.
So I said the last movie was a pass. I didn't really enjoy it. I think there was too much Jack Black. Peaches really was nails on a chalkboard for me. And I really just did not like the intro with, oh, they're in Brooklyn, and now we're transitioning into the Mushroom Kingdom, and then we're going to big fight back in Brooklyn because we have to tie everything back to that for whatever reason. That arc, and then also making Luigi the damsel in distress, like, I don't think that was needed. It was just a really cheap way of still giving them a reason to go after Bowser, even though, again, if you go listen to my guest appearance on I Have Some Notes, we kind of try to pitch a way to fix that. With what we did get in that film, it's a needle drop palooza. It's a soundtrack movie. They really did not trust the product of Mario, other than the name brand and the visuals of the characters and some little Easter eggs here and there. This movie, other than probably my biggest complaint about either of these movies, which is what you said, there's a bunch of face actors in these roles that don't need to be here. They don't add anything to the role other than bloating the budget. This movie does the opposite of everything I hated about the first movie. They throw in a bunch of video gamey stuff. They throw in really interesting visual styles. They get rid of the needle drops, and the dialogue is limited, and there's less Jack Black. I walked away really enjoying this. It's not good. It's not good. What you said about it being cotton candy and water is 1000% correct. It's not a good movie. It's not WALL-E. It's not The Wild Robot. It's not Your Name. It's never going to be anywhere close to Your Name. But it, like, I think Teen Titans is maybe one of the more apt comparisons because it is just kind of like sugary goodness, but it's not as funny as Teen Titans Go, which is a sentence I will rarely ever say because I really have a vendetta against that show. But I will say, like, the gag at the end of the Teen Titans Go movie where they basically kill Bruce Wayne's parents is hilarious.
Laugh so hard at that, especially when they cheer because and then realize how terrible that is.
We're saving the universe. Hooray. This movie, again, Brie Larson has like 5 lines of dialogue in this movie. One of the things that really irked me about the first movie is that there are really weird sequences where they clearly just went, we're dubbing this for hundreds of other countries anyway. Don't worry about the lip syncing. Don't worry about that at all. Like the opening scene with Rosalina reading her book to the Lumas, the lip syncing is completely off. And I was like, oh no. That was my very first reaction to this movie going in because they do the penguin castle storming scene, but this time it's Rosalina getting kidnapped. but the lip syncing for the first 3 minutes of the film are just completely off. And I was just like, oh God. And another reason why I actually walked away being really surprised and liking this movie is because when they announced Fox McCloud last week or 2 weeks ago, by the time this episode comes out, I was like, oh, they're Amazing Spider-Man 2ing this, because the narrative from the trailers looks all over the place. Like, how is Toad doing a Mario 2 with Peach, but also doing the baby Mario, baby Luigi thing with Yoshi and the Mario Odyssey thing? Like, and then they're doing the castle and the Mushroom Kingdom, and like Bowser's fitting in there somewhere. Like, what the hell is this movie going to be? Like, there's no way this narrative is going to flow. It's choppy, but it works. I expected an Amazing Spider-Man 2 world building, just palooza of nonsense that was just going to bog this movie down, where they're building towards a Smash Brothers universe, which like they still kind of are, but they're doing it in a way that is still more of a drip than it is just like opening the floodgates like Amazing Spider-Man 2 did. And I think that was a big part of my mindset going into the movie, where I walked away being like, they didn't fuck this up.
I do not in any way feel like this is necessarily a bad movie. It respects your time. It's a brief, maybe like 89 minutes before the 58 minutes of credits. And they don't objectively try to world build by hinting at other worlds. I mean, you know, you have the galaxy of all the stuff that they're going through, but they're not like doing an Iron Man 2 where it's like, guys, we're building to something, and you're gonna have Fox McCloud here, and then you're gonna have maybe like a brief appearance by some Street Fighter people or something. No, they just kind of. I loved Fox McCloud's intro. Absolutely love it.
They did a Spider-Verse. Like, that's one of the things I was talking
Yeah.
about, where they did something visually interesting, and Bowser's Puppet Show is another one. Like, there was a moment where I was like, did they film live action like puppetry and then just like CGI Bowser behind it, or like anime Bowser behind it? Like, this looks really strange, but like in a good way. Like, it's tricking my eyes. And like that Fox McCloud intro where they do the anime style, like if they don't do an anime style Fox McCloud movie, Star Fox movie, I will riot.
They need to, because it was straight up done like the cutscenes for the N64, and it was great. And he even makes the joke of himself, like, you know, doing sick ass barrels, which, by the way, I think Glenn Powell has found his niche. He's a voice actor. His Fox McCloud was good.
His Fox McCloud is up there with Duke Kaboom with Keanu Reeves. Like, it fits. But yes. I don't think there's anything like, oh, that's Glenn Powell. Holy cow, he fits that role so well. I think they could have gotten any voice actor to do that generic hotshot pilot voice, and it would have been fine.
So I'm looking through the Rolodex of names. I don't know why you needed Brie Larson as Rosalina?
Rosalina, yes.
Yeah, it was Rosalina. I couldn't tell that was Brie Larson, but then again, I probably couldn't pick Brie Larson's voice out of like a lineup of 10 people. I actually apparently had not looked at properly at a trailer for credits, because Donald Glover pulling a Groot, Vin Diesel, and just saying Yoshi the entire movie, I couldn't tell you that was Yoshi. That's just anyone with the voice modulation.
Yeah, that's just social media. That's marketing to a T. Like, I wouldn't even be shocked if Donald Glover didn't actually show up in the voice booth. They just went, hey, Donald Glover, you want to make $250,000 for doing 2 weeks worth of work and going on media tours?
Yeah. And I don't know who Benny Safdie is, other than apparently he makes depressing movies.
Benny Safdie, yeah. He and his brother did the Unripe Gems or whatever with Adam Sandler.
Gems.
Uncut Gems, yes. Unripe Gems, what the hell?
So his Bowser Jr., that could have been anyone, because there's so much voice modulation there to make a really high-pitched 8-year-old voice. And unless maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
no, you're not wrong at all.
That's his
voice is probably the biggest problem I have with this movie. He's just doing a Daffy Duck. Get fucking Daffy Duck to do it.
Oh my god. That does explain it. I was like, there's something off about this voice.
He's doing like a lispy Daffy Duck. That's all it is.
Yeah. The end, like, I think Chris Pratt was slightly better at Mario this time. I think there's a little more. I think he felt a little more comfortable in the role. The only person who I actually think did any good, the only two people that I think actually are appropriately cast is Charlie Day and Keegan-Michael Key. They do a good job. Luigi and Toad, I have no complaints about. It's just everyone else. I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, why you have this role? I don't feel anything really brought from this role for you. So to me, they're just riding along on candy colored visuals and writers who apparently have access to the Nintendo, to Nintendo's history of Mario, because there's crap in there that I'm like, I vaguely remember that from playing the second one. Oh yeah, I did see that, and I didn't play that one, but I know what they're talking about. And so I don't know. I feel really bad complaining about actors taking voice roles, but at the same time, there's no reason why we have these names if they're not bringing something. I'm watching the trailer.
Luis Guzman has done voice roles. He's done some voice work. Him
Who
showing
is
up
he?
as a cameo as Wart, the King
Oh.
Frog guy, like that was
okay,
a
that was
good
done well.
cameo. Like that's fun. And he doesn't play a significant role. He's just there he probably was in the vocal booth for like 2 days, maybe a week. And like that was it. I guess Brie Larson was probably only in the vocal booth for a day and a half. Like she has
If
very
that.
few lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
the lines are "Get away from my children," and a grunt when swinging the star wand around.
Yeah, and then she also like has that opening book reading, which is in the announcement trailer. We're like, by the way, Brie Larson is Rosalina, and like I was like, swoon. But
It's
they
very
did they really wanted people to be like, Rosalina, don't fall for the Brie Larson thing, because incels hate Brie Larson. But like they like thirst trapped Rosalina the first time she shows up. She's got that the slow motion 90s entrance thing going, and they really just lingered for a minute to be like, look at, she's beautiful.
So the basic premise of this film is Rosalina is telling the story, is trying to tell us like a story to all the Lumas, which are adorable. I still have questions as to how she births them because they all call her mom. I have questions, but she gets kidnapped by Bowser Jr. Like you said, they do the Princess Peach thing with her. I'm happy that Mario and Luigi apparently have not gone back to Earth. They are just living their best lives, jogging around the Mushroom Kingdom. I mean, not jogging. They're driving motorcycles and solving things and fixing problems and stuff and having fun. I do like the continued awkward, will they, won't they, no, they won't, well, maybe they will, of Mario trying to say, I kind of like you, Peach, which, by the way, him giving her a parasol, that was great. I love it.
That was a great way to introduce the parasol.
His gift to her on her birthday, which turns out isn't her birthday. She doesn't know her birthday. That's just the day the mushroom people found her when she was a baby. That was great. And then she takes off to go and find Rosalina, because it turns out that's her missing sister, because one of the little stars escaped and went to her. Which I have my question about that is, did she tell all her kids, oh, by the way, guys, you remember I had a sister, right? If I ever get kidnapped, go find her.
I don't know if she said it that explicitly, but she said, if anything ever happens to me, find Peach, which is one of the reasons why she's like constantly telling them the story about Princess Peach.
And then they try to pull an Empire Strikes Back with two storylines going on, but unfortunately, despite an entire galaxy, everyone ends up on Dagobah, which is a bureaucratic nightmare planet from hell.
It's it's the internet hub from Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Yes, it is. And
Rob the Robot plays the Alan Tudyk search engine character.
And then they meet up with Fox McCloud, and that's really, and then they save the day. That's all. There's nothing. It's nothing to it. It's a bunch of cameos and a bunch of little Easter eggs, and yet I don't know how the hell it works. There's just something about it that really works. I have questions. I have questions that should make me not like this. What the hell was Wart's planet about? Why did Peach and Toad have to go through a wall in the bureaucratic hell to find like this casino planet that's like
Because
super
Ukiki
sinister?
stole Captain Toad's pack.
Yeah, but what is this place? Like, I thought it was
It's
like
Cameo
at
Palooza.
first...
It's Cameo's palace.
Yeah, because apparently, like the evil mushroom and turtle guys all have a Vegas they hang out in. I don't know what it is.
It's
And
an
they never-
excuse to homage Mario too.
Yeah, but it's fine. It works. I was really thinking when they're looking for a pilot to take them to take them to the edge of the galaxy. I was really thinking Fox McCloud's first line was going to be something along the lines of like, "What a this is a place is a hive of villainy," or whatever, scum and villainy with the Star Wars reference. But no, he's just a cool guy with a cool ship telling a cool story about how he ended up here. And right before they can load up on the ship, Mario and Luigi catch up, because of course they do. And what happens? Mario and Fox McCloud have a tense staring contest where it turns out they respect the hell out of each other.
To keep the compliment train going, like, yeah, that was such a really good subversion. Because, yeah, you think like Mario's going to show up. He's been swooning and pining after Peach the entire movie. And all of a sudden, this super cool Fox guy shows up. And he's just like, that is a cool ship. He's like, hey, I love the mustache. Like, hey, he's a good guy. It's a really good subversion and a nice way to just kind of move past that trope, which like this movie is paper thin.
Yes.
It is Paper Mario thin. There is no depth to it, once again, just like the first movie. But somehow it manages to keep the fun moving and distract you from the lack of depth in the movie when you're in the moment. Because again, for me, my entire viewing experience or expectations going in was, when's the shoe going to drop? And they're just going to be like, cinematic universe. And to the movie's credit, they don't really do it. There's some stuff they can retcon. And according to some of the things I've read, that the Pikmin are going to be like the Stan Lee cameos of any ongoing Mario universe or Nintendo universe movies. So maybe they'll show up in the Legend of Zelda live action movie. Who knows?
Ooh.
But the head of Illumination and Miyamoto have both come out and said, like, there's not going to be a lot of like, oh, here's this character showing up in this franchise that they don't belong in. Like Donkey Kong, I think that's a big part of where this movie really worked for me as well, is that this is very much Mario, Luigi, and Peach's movie.
Mm-hmm.
Fox McCloud shows up, but he is in a supporting role.
Yeah.
In the last movie, it really became like Donkey Kong's movie for a while, and Mario's just kind of there to be able to kind of instigate him. Like their rivalry made no sense to me other than like, hey, they didn't like each other the first time they showed up on consoles together, so they're going to be antagonistic to each other. But this one it is literally what I wanted it to be in the first movie, where there's a montage of them doing levels. There's a montage of, then there's visual cues of like Nintendo things. Like Bowser Jr. at one point says, "Meet your maker," which is a great little line for Mario Maker fans.
Okay, I didn't get. So, my cat is snoring so loud. I don't think the mic's picking
Snoring?
it up. Yeah, she does that sometimes. But I could just hear her barely through the headphones, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Of course, if I wake her up, she'll do like the thing. But yeah, the essential plot is Bowser Jr. wants to rescue Daddy, and I was a little annoyed that any progression that Bowser had of being a better person immediately is out the window. But I really do love, because they have made him small and he's like doing painting classes. He and Luigi are in a book club. I like that Luigi is all for him. Like, I've rehabilitated him, and Mario's just like, I don't care. But Bowser, there is machinations that happen, and Bowser becomes big and then is a good person for like 2 minutes. But I really love that when he meets back up with Bowser Jr., and as you said, there he had like a puppet show that he would do to his kid every night, where he would talk about conquering the entire galaxy because people are mean to them. And when Bowser Jr. explains that he did build the basically the Death Star, and he does have the giant cannon, and he did capture a princess, his dad Bowser's just like, I am a great dad. I'm so successful. I'm so successful at this thing. Yeah, we should be evil together.
It was good character work. And I think, again, they reduced the amount of time we spent with Bowser. And I think that's for the better because it allows the Jack Black stuff to kind of pop a little bit more. The lack and limited amount of Jack Black really worked for me in this movie. Like, I still don't like him, but they did a better job in making it fit better with the Bowser character instead of making Bowser Jack Black.
I completely agree with that because at one point he has a moment in which I could feel it. I could feel the script trying to get Jack Black to like improv a song. He's briefly separated before Bowser Jr. finds him. He's separated from the Mario Brothers, and he's talking about his love and the lady he lost, and you can tell that they probably had in the script written there saying like, Jack Black sing
Peach's
question mark?
reprise or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it. And I was like, oh, thank the Lord. We don't need another little Beatty song in here. Another meme. But you're right that this one does a better job of making Bowser seem like Bowser. I really do love that Bowser Jr. has the magic paintbrush thingy. I don't remember which one that's from.
That's from Mario Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine. And I really do love how they use the powers and allow it to grow. And also be this threatening tool that the Mario Brothers are struggling to overcome. I thought that was really neat. I really liked that. And I also really liked that towards the end, even though the end just becomes Easter egg and reference galore as we get this entire this entire death trap sequence of them trying to break into Bowser's palace. That
they literally just do Mario Maker.
Yes, they literally just do, which I loved. I found it hysterical. They literally just doing Mario levels, but then it would cut to the view of Bowser and Bowser Jr. of how they're operating the levels, and it literally is just a side scroll.
It's the 8-bit side scrolling, yes. And that's the shit that I was looking for. And that's part of it triggered the dopamine for me where I was like, thank you. You can work interesting visuals into your movie that looks like it belongs in the Despicable Me universe. And I appreciated that. And we were talking about with the Star Fox introduction, where they change up the visual style and they do a Spider-Verse and it's a 2D anime style origin story for 10 seconds, but it's still really cool looking. And I, again, hope that that's the way they go with it if they make a Star Fox movie. But you did actually remind me when you were talking about Bowser Jr. and his introduction and everything, if I have a legitimate complaint about this movie, it has nothing to do with the plot, which again, paper thin. You can critique it all you want, but it does what it needs to do. I sound like Liam in our episode on I Have Some Notes, which again, I'm referencing because Liam's like, this movie excels at being average. It does exactly what it wants to do. It knows what it wants to do, and it will not accept anything beyond the C plus that it might get. But one thing that really distracted me in this film is this is the most 3D movie that was not advertised as 3D. There are so many shots of things coming at the screen or just off to the side or things passing by that is very clearly created for 3D audiences, but they work as they are, but they're very gimmicky shots because this movie is being released in a lot of 3D cinemas and a lot of 3D screenings. I think both of our main theaters have 3 or 4 3D showings at a time.
Yeah, I had to pick around that to find a non-3D one.
Yeah, our non-3D ones are very limited. I had to do a 7:30.
IMAX is almost all 3D from what I remember, from what I saw today.
If you're watching in 3D, like it's probably pretty cool, but I just remember thinking like, oh, that real fast zoom up and close up of Bowser Jr. is for 3D audiences. Oh, him pointing his brush at the camera like he is right now is for 3D audiences. There's just little things where I'm like, holy crap, they are really trying to like make sure the 3D people get their money for this.
I mean, if I was going to rate it, like last time, I would just, it's a must see. It is a quick dopamine rush. I have no doubt that parents will not be rolling their eyes sitting there with their kids. It is so quick that the kids they will not be kicking the back of the seat of the person in front of them because it's just short enough. It moves quickly. It's quickly paced. You don't have a lot of downtime. I have a nitpick to bring up to you. Rosalina and Peach have the same facial structure, right? Like the same model, basically.
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah, hidden eye, which by the way, really weird at the end of the film.
She's got the emo anime bangs.
Really weird at the end of the film when like she like flicks her head or something and you see both eyes. It was like, wow.
It's the glamour shot, yeah. Or like when she's younger and you see both eyes, yeah.
I think they did something to Peach's face in this movie to differentiate her slightly from Rosalina because her first, I don't know, 10 minutes of when she's on screen, a lot of it is like these oohs and ahs because there's a shooting a meteor shower that goes by, and then she's talking about her childhood and being sad about this, but then there's like fireworks and other stuff. There's something really, really off with her face because like I don't know if they like it made the cheeks more angular or the eyes slightly wider, but with the giant pursed lips that are too small for her face, with the overly done eyes, and then like the swept back hair, she looked distinctly alien. And I could not picture why Mario's fawning over her because it was very odd. But then when it got to her fight sequences, which yes, Princess Peach kicks ass. She's swooping around using that parasol. Great fight scenes, just taking everybody on. Like, obviously, they stole from the Matrix films because there's once or twice where she's doing basically a big boss battle of just clones swarming her, which is great. But when she gets like her grr face, everything evens out and she looks normal. And I don't know, it's just something about the animation with her like surprise face or like it looks so off.
I think you're right. It's the lips more than anything, like the super pursed lips, because going back to the first movie, the way her mouth moves with the way the words are coming out, or at least they're being portrayed through Anya Taylor-Joy, they don't line up. And that's part of that lip syncing issue that I was talking about earlier as well, where everyone else has like wide mouths and they're doing pretty good oration. Peach doesn't have that at all. And I think maybe that's part of it, the same problem Rosalina has, but I don't think she's as pursed as Peach is.
The way those swept hair hides half her face, I think that helps it because it is that anime, emo thing going on. So I think it masks it, which is why when she does the whole glamour shot, I was like, they did animate two eyes on you. Which, yes, I actually do like that as well. I like that the movie is smart enough for the audience now, where they let Luigi and Mario for the big battle at the end. They let them deal with Bowser and Bowser Jr. and Yoshi is involved as well. But I really did like that they had them dealing with their drama with those guys, and they had Peach be the one because she already showed she can handle her shit. She's been beating up people left and right. They were smart enough to let her be the one to handle the resolution with her sisters being captured to power the big evil Doomsday device. I like that. I also like something I realized about this. Mario and Luigi suck at stuff. Not all the time, that they fail. I also like that they did that for Princess Peach. Princess Peach does get knocked down in fights. She may win, but she gets knocked down. When she's climbing the Stargate spinning ring scaffolding thingy to get to the box, the Loki box where her sister is in. She slips and falls. She clips off of rings. She's, struggles to get there. I like that they do not, even though these are video game characters and this is a cartoon, they show that all the heroes are struggle and do not do it right the first time. I really appreciate that as well. Now, maybe that was to pad time to get to 90 minutes, but but I like that everyone can struggle while trying to achieve their goals. You don't just accomplish it because you get a sudden power up. Other than Yoshi.
That's a great point. Yeah, Yoshi's just the best. It's I don't know. Like it feels like Mario. It's kind of what I wanted the first movie to be, but it's the sequel, which, like, if anyone asked me, like, which Mario should I watch, I'd probably tell them Galaxy, because I think the first one really kind of struggles to find its footing, because it is really more interested in being a Donkey Kong and Peach movie that Mario and Luigi end up saving the day at the end for. But this one, it really does feel like a proper ensemble, kind of like what the newer Mario games are, from like Mario Brothers U or Super Mario Brothers Wii to U and into Wonder, where you can be Mario, Daisy, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Yoshi. You can be any of those characters, and they get to save the day and they get to do the thing. Overall, it really just felt like going through different levels in a Mario game, and they just put cinematics to it. And it's not going to win an Oscar. It's not going to win any Best Picture awards. It'll get forgotten by anyone who's not a kid watching this movie right now. But it's a movie that it does what it sets out to do, which is be entertaining for 90 minutes with the Mario IP glossed onto it.
I agree. And I think you've said it well when you said it aggressively strives to be average. It's not going to offend anybody.
Liam said it. I'm just quoting
sorry.
Liam.
It's going to make a ton of money. It's going to entertain, but it is not going to be something there that is consumed in a few years. If anything, when they announce the third one, which Lord knows they're going to, and it comes out in 2-3 years, you're going to go, oh yeah, I did like the last one. Yeah, the kids will like this one too. And that's what they want, and what they're going to strive for is they're just going to get to that next point where you have a vague memory of some happy feelings. And
I am really curious where they go with what they're mining from Mario, because the first one was very much Jumpman, Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, with a little bit of Smash Brothers stuff thrown in. This one is like Super Mario, a little bit of Super Mario World, which he got the cape at the end. I love that they gave him the feather and the cape from Super Mario World. That was another thing that I really wanted. But yeah, it's a little Super Mario World. It's a little Mario Odyssey, a lot Mario 2, and then a little bit of Mario Sunshine as well. So like what unique aspects are they going to go with for the next one? Like I could see them doing like Mario 64, where they're jumping in and out of paintings to do different things in that. Maybe a little bit of Mario Sunshine, since Bowser Jr. is now here. Oh, and Yoshi's Island is also a big, has a 20-minute sequence in the Mario Odyssey stuff as well. But yeah, I'm just curious where the Mario well starts to dry up, because the ripple effect of these movies being so successful and so safe and just, again, paper thin, where's the logical breaking point for this movie? Or like, what is Hollywood going to take away from these movies, where it's like, oh, these are super safe, very thin movies. Like, are people going to make, or is Star Fox would probably still make some pretty good money. Sonic is making decent enough money that they're doing a fourth movie. What's another property Banjo-Kazooie? If we do a Banjo-Kazooie movie like this, will it make $400-500 million? My guess is probably not. I don't think there's enough people with enough nostalgia, and kids definitely don't have the nostalgia for a Banjo-Kazooie. And like, that's a big part of it, where it's parents bringing their kids to have a communal experience towards these things that both of them, one grew up loving, the other one is currently growing up loving, and they get to experience Mario stuff together.
I don't know how many princesses are there, because we got Rosalina in this one, and the little teaser at the end shows shows Daisy punching the crap out of a monkey.
Ukiki deserves it.
Oh,
Ukiki's
it
a little
does.
bastard.
Because isn't that the main three? There's just three of them, right? At least that's what my Mario Party showed.
There's Rosalina, there's Peach, Rosalina, and Daisy, and then Pauline, who has a cameo in the first one, is the mayor of New York. She was the original damsel in distress in Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay. Well, we're getting a third one because you got to unite the sisters and their trinity. And beyond that, I mean, who knows? I don't need a Donkey Kong movie. Not Seth Green. Seth Rogen. Yeah, Seth Rogen. I'm sorry, you don't need an entire Donkey Kong movie. I could barely stand you in the last movie. Maybe, like you said, maybe we'll get a Fox McCloud spinoff thing going, but I don't know. I mean, you think that with Pokemon being basically exclusive to Nintendo, that they'd be doing something with Pokemon or have some kind of crossover plan, but we got what? Detective Pikachu?
They've got a lot of TV shows and Netflix stuff going. I don't understand why Pokemon movies are not a bigger thing at this point with as popular. Like it's the most popular brand in the world. So like why are you only milking it for trading card games and video games and then TV shows? Like movies are your next quadrant. Go for it.
Heck, we're going in June. We're going into Chicago to the Field Museum because have you heard about the Pokemon skeleton exhibit?
Yeah, they destroyed my poor Tyrant baby.
We're going to, like, I like Pokemon. My spouse does. One of our friends is a huge plays the card game, buys all the games, and we're gonna go. And two of our friends who have no interest whatsoever are gonna go with us because they're like, "Oh, it sounds interesting. I'll go look." Yeah, why not? I mean, it's at the Field Museum. I love the Field Museum. So yeah, we're paying an extra, I think, $31 a person to go see it. Which by the way, if you haven't gotten your tickets now, you're kind of screwed because they're selling out really, really quickly. Like May's mostly gone. June,
you don't want to go for the reseller market.
No, June. I think it's here through August. Early June's gone. So make your plans now. I mean, come on, that's how popular Pokemon is. You can go look at their skeletons.
But I would say this is a must-see as well. I'm a little delayed behind your smack rating, but it's a must-see for me as well for Mario Galaxy movie. It's popcorn fun. It doesn't have to be the deepest thing in the world. Mario doesn't have very deep lore. Like I think the deepest thing Mario has done is probably Mario RPG and maybe Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, which like that movie or that game is complete camp. It like makes fun of the genre of JRPGs while still being a really good JRPG on its own.
Yeah.
So like, I'm really curious to see where they retcon because building up towards a Smash Brothers something or other is like the obvious end game here.
Mm-hmm.
They have a very vague opportunity with the story of Princess Peach and Rosalina separating because some unknown power was trying to come and steal their power. That could very easily be the Master Hand from the Smash Brothers games. So like they have their in if they want it, but I'm just really curious to know and see how they plan on building this out, or if it's literally just going to be kind of like what DC did early on and like what the early Marvel stuff was, where it's just like these are contained stories, which like maybe they're not fully contained because they'll tie in a little bit where we'll see Fox McCloud and Mario Galaxy and we'll see Donkey Kong, but they do have their own universes and they're just going to stay where they are, except for Pikmin.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the problem with this is like, I feel like I've gotten enough from it to want a third one. But I just feel like there's nothing about it's just going to stick with me. So
No.
Yeah, it was a good 90 minutes. The first one as well was a fine 90 minutes. I don't know. My nitpicks are mostly like, why didn't you just hire voice actors? I mean, you're telling me that Mario could not have done Mario? Especially this one,
No, Charles Martinet, like, I have a hard time agreeing to it because I do think it's right where you cannot hear the wahoo, let's go. You can't hear that for 90 minutes.
No.
Like, they don't have a whole lot of dialogue in this, but like it's going to be hard to let people do that. But I do think that there is an in between that you can find with a proper voice actor who can carry that legacy. Chris Pratt isn't that guy.
No, like I said, I think he was better this one, but Luigi is Charlie Day as Luigi is doing enough of his own thing, modulating, actually emoting with his voice, being a voice actor that it actually really works, which is why I appreciate it. I think this is, in a weird way, I think this is maybe the best we can get out of a Mario movie because like you said, the games aren't really that deep. Otherwise, I mean, if they were deep, they wouldn't be able to just release the same game 75 times over the course of the last 40 years. Which, by the way, Mario apparently, according to the credits, the pre-credit or pre-roll, the Mario is 40 years old now. And there was a part of me that was slightly insulted because I'm like, if it's 40 years old now, why cannot we get like a PG or PG-13 Mario? Why is the most adult Mario we have 30 years old, R.I.P. Bob Hoskins?
Nah, Mario doesn't need to be PG-13.
If we could give it to anyone in the movie, one of them could say the F word. I think it would have been funny to give it to Yoshi.
Well, I'm surprised again that with the casting of Donald Glover as Yoshi, I'm shocked when they didn't do like his origin story where he's in Brooklyn just kind of wandering around. They didn't have him like speak as Donald Glover because he's telling the story just going Yoshi, 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 Yoshi. And Mario and Luigi are like, I guess we'll never know what happened. But when he's telling the story, he assumes they understand him. And so like it would have been a nice little moment to have him just be Donald Glover talking. And I don't know. It just if you're casting Donald Glover, let him be Donald Glover for like a minute at least. But which again, I think is why he probably didn't actually do it. They probably just went, here's a half truck full of money. Please come do some marketing and get the internet buzzing about our movie.
I think he left a voicemail saying Yoshi like 10 different ways, and they just put that through, and now he's in the marketing.
Yeah. Donald, can you just call us saying Yoshi in your most high-pitched tone that you can do? And the Shy Guys still don't go, meow, meow, meow. They just sat there and in utter silence.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let them, meow, meow, meow.
Which, by the way, as much Nintendo sound effects as they use in this movie, I hate them because every time I heard one of the little Nintendo sound effects, whether it was like the power-ups or the transformation of the costumes or just the little musical stingers here and there, every single time I could feel the little neuron in my brain fire for a little happiness. And I'm like, you bastards.
Oh yeah, that dopamine button was getting pressed in little quick increments the entire time.
Yeah, especially towards the end when they had the big fight sequences. It's like just hammering that button, and I'm like, must smile because I recognize.
Whoever was in charge of the fight choreography for this movie did their homework, because that final fight between Bowser Jr. and Mario, Yoshi, and Luigi, they were on point for all of it. The camera work was great, showing how the powers worked, watching them be used effectively. It all worked so well. And like, I was thinking about how it's so strange that a Mario movie has to end with a punch 'em up, but like, what else are you going to do? They even did the Mario one. You have to get across the bridge and cut the chain to drop Bowser in the river.
I laughed so hard.
They did that in this movie.
I laughed so hard.
The minute I saw that axe come across and I saw the bridge, it's like, oh, they're going to do the thing. And like, that's what they want. And to quote Liam once again, they did exactly what they set out to do.
Yeah.
It's not groundbreaking, but it is exactly what they wanted to do.
Which, by the way, I got to give props to Lumily for being the evilest little bastard star there is. The little teaser at the end where they're doing like a Shawshank Green Mile style thing.
The worst post-credit scene ever. Like, it was so fucking pointless.
Yes, it was. But
it was just to give that that little Luma from the first movie another scene, which they put that in the trailers.
Yeah.
And I called it when I saw that. I was like, that's a post-credit scene. That doesn't fit in anything else.
Bowser and Bowser Jr. trying to dig their way out of jail, and you have the star with the baton letting them know they're going to have a very, very bad time. I was like, why, Rosalina, you need to come and get this. You're not a good mother. This one seems vindictive.
You let him get captured and be held in Bowser's prison for God knows how long that he's mentally broken and became a cop.
It's funny.
So what did you think of the Mario movie? You can leave comments in the comment section below if you're listening on Podbean, on Spotify, or on YouTube. There are comment sections that you can do. You can definitely let us know your thoughts. If you think we're way off, that this movie was the dumbest piece of shit you've ever seen, let us know. Sorry, I had fun. I can't believe it myself. I legitimately held back almost every thought I had about this movie because I really wanted to get Alex's like honest reaction to me actually liking this movie, because I was fully expecting to hate watch this movie, and unfortunately I didn't. I'm really disappointed in myself.
I'm surprised.
In a Justin Henson Movie Wire rating, this is a 2-star movie. Like, god damn, is it fun.
Yeah.
Hit that like button, hit that follow button. Alex, let everyone know where they can join in on the conversation.
You can click the link below. It's a tsmackpod@gmail.com. And that will take, to go to our Discord and join it. It's where you can really just let us have it about how much you did not like this movie or you love this movie. And you know what? Maybe you love this movie. Maybe
as long as you're nice.
Yeah. Maybe you saw little teasers and little anecdotes and stuff that we completely missed. I'm not ashamed to say it was fun. And if you had fun...
Oh, we forgot to even talk about the Super Nintendo scope.
Oh,
that makes an Easter egg appearance or cameo appearance in this. Like, that's a MacGuffin for a few minutes in this movie.
Hey, the Mario babies. Yeah. Which even the T-Rex has a diaper.
Yeah, did you notice that it kind of looked like Yoshi from the Bob Hoskins movie?
Yes, it did.
When they made it a baby?
Yeah. It was adorable.
I was like, huh. I love that they're acknowledging this movie's existence, which I think they did previously in the first movie and in earlier in this one as well. Like, they make a couple of different Bob Hoskins references, I think.
Yeah, I mean, poor Bob Hoskins. They really gave him shit for this movie.
But yeah. It's not as bad as people make it out to be.
No.
It's a beautiful train wreck.
Oh yeah.
But you can follow us on all the social media platforms that we are at Talking Smack Pod on Blue Sky, Facebook, and YouTube, which if you're watching on YouTube, you already know that. You can email us at tsmackpod@gmail.com. Thank you to Leo Allen for our musical themes, Beppo for our original avatars, Retro Hill Studios for our Ricky avatar. Once again, please like, subscribe, rate, review on your podcatcher of choice. Share with your friends. Let your friends know about us if you enjoy what we do. Please try to broaden our horizons and bring more listeners in. But I think more importantly, there's a TV show out there that people should be watching. Alex, what is that show?
Watch Star Trek.
Who loves T-Smack?
I love T-Smack. Is it true? Mm-hmm. I do. Ooh.
Live long and wahoo!